back to HunterTuned. Today we are messing with some stuff in the shop on the Mustang, and we are putting a simple stage bump box into the car. And I got a new one from Simple Stage because my original one that I purchased had burnt up, and we are unsure why. So we are going to rewire it, and I'm going to show you the process of what I do, and hopefully we get this one to work. So anyways, Simple Stage was nice enough to ship me a new kit. Came within like a day or two, so that's pretty cool of them. No questions asked, they just sent me a new one. So anyways, cool. So we're gonna get the Mustang all dialed in today with the bump box, and hopefully go racing tomorrow if the weather holds out. We've been having a lot of rain, so I'm hoping that the rain holds off so we can actually go race the car tomorrow, because we got the boost control working, and the car is on kill, guys. Like, it's ready to rip. Ready to rip tater chip. So I did take some footage last night of the boost control stuff when I was a little inebriated. I might throw that stuff in at the end of the video, maybe. So stick around if you guys want to see Hunter be an idiot. But anyways, a subscriber, a local guy here, local to town, he actually bartered with me a little bit for some dyno time and stuff like that. He actually sold me, if you guys are OG subscribers, I had a KLR 650 motorcycle that I bought from this guy, and we've kind of stayed in touch since then, and he actually partially donated a quick jack system to the channel. So I can't thank him enough. We're going to be getting his cars on the dyno here pretty soon, and hopefully it'll be some good content from that too. But anyways, this is a quick jack system, and he kind of just donated it to us, so that's really awesome of him. This is the smaller version. It does like up to 3,500 pounds. It is the quick jack BL-3500, so it can lift like basic cars and stuff like that, but definitely not doing trucks with something like this, but it does do the Mustang just fine. So that is really cool, and it's going to do all our Hondas and whatnot awesome as well. So yeah, we got this thing, and it's awesome. We have it just currently hooked up to a car battery right now. We would like to make a cart or like a stand for this setup, because it's all ran off of a car battery, and then it has the switch over here, and then all the hydraulic stuff is here that runs under the car to the jacks that are already placed under the car. We were playing with this a little bit earlier, and yeah, but anyways, this thing really rips. Like, it lifts the car higher than probably we would put it on jack stands, and it lifts it very efficiently and fast. So you gonna lift this thing up, Michael, or what?
Try to put the bars down and see how far we have to go.
So Mustang has subframe connectors, and we just put the quick jacks right under the subframe connectors here. And there's little like lift pads that you can put under the quick jacks. All right. So these are the safety bars right here, and that kind of locks it all into place.
I hate for one to collapse and a car to fall.
Right. Okay, so we gotta take these little bars down. Okay, you can let it down. And then that kind of safety locks everything into place. And yeah, so super cool setup. Never thought I would really want one or need one, but now that I have it, I feel like I'm never gonna not use it. So, and plus we can't actually put a real hoist in here, or like an actual car lift, because the ceilings are a little bit too small, but this will do perfect for now. Especially until we get a larger shop with larger ceilings, taller ceilings I should say. But anyways, yeah, this thing lifts it up perfectly. Could easily like take the rear end out of the car, take the transmissions out, whatever we need to do. The quick jacks are going to save us a lot of time and speed things up quite a bit. So Christian's over here still trying to fix the damn jack. Yeah. You got anything else for sale, Michael?
ARP head studs.
Yeah, if anybody needs a set of D16 ARP head studs, hit Michael up, $60.
Or Y8s, but yeah.
Whatever, Y8 single cam. Michael's building the K-Series. Alrighty guys, so we got the Simple Stage bump box kit wired in, and this one doesn't seem to be burning up. we got it all wired in. I'm going to kind of go over the overview of how to wire it into your car. And yeah, so let's get to it. Apologize about all my wiring mess under the dash here, but I'm trying to leave it kind of exposed right now so I can kind of explain all the wiring. And then I'm going to end up tucking everything up into the dash and then mounting my button somewhere. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put the button yet, but anyways, it is working, and pretty happy with it. So we are currently under the dash of the Mustang, and I'm going to be showing you guys kind of the wiring that goes on with this thing and how to wire it into your car. So there's a couple wires off of this little brain box right here, the little simple stage brain box, and there is a green and a white wire that hook up into the controller right here. So this is how you adjust how firm or soft you want your bump to be. The number 1 increases the bump, and the number 2 decreases the amount of bump. So that's just the little controller to adjust the stiffness of the bump. And then the black wire off of the adjuster right here and the black wire off of the simple stage box go together to a ground. So I got this brown wire right here running up to a chassis ground, and we made sure it was good and clean. The last ground that we had it on was on the shifter, and I'm thinking maybe that was partially why the last simple stage box went out, but nonetheless it was grounded and it was working. I figured the wire would have melted or something before the box started up getting hot, but that was not the case. So anyways, both black wires go to ground. Green and white go to the controller right here. And then you have a yellow, a red, and a blue wire. So the blue wire is going to go to one side of a push button switch. So this blue wire is going to one side of my push button. This is just a momentary push button, so it is activated when you push it, and you know it's like a starter switch pretty much. And then the red wire off of the simple stage box, actually we'll start with the yellow wire here. So the yellow wire goes to your trans brake solenoid. So the yellow off of the simple stage goes down to the transmission where the solenoid is, and your hot wire for the solenoid goes to the yellow on the simple stage box. And then lastly is the red wire off of the simple stage box gets teed into the existing what would normally send power to the trans brake solenoid. You tee that and you connect the two on one side of a butt connector, and then the other end of it goes to the switch. So that way you want it to be conjoined down here so the brake still works without hitting the bump box. So you have to kind of splice this wire and connect your trans brake feed to the red and to the button down here. Hopefully that makes sense, but that is pretty much so it allows the trans brake to still function without pushing the bump button. So that's pretty much the basics of the wiring here. Like I said, the wiring under this thing is a mess right now. I'm going to be tying all this up, and yeah, so we made sure we have a relay on the system with a fuse down the line here, and I also have a relay wired into my trans brake, which activates a ground circuit, and the ground circuit activates the two-step. So this purple wire right here off my relay, which is way back there, activates a ground circuit to the ECU. So when I pull the trans brake, it activates the ground on the ECU, which activates the two-step. So I currently have everything fixed up in here, and it is working, and it hasn't burnt up, so that is a really good sign. Everything is working good. So I'm going to tidy up all the wiring here, and then I'm going to probably fiddle with the bump settings a little bit. When I first started messing with it, it wasn't bumping at all, and I thought that something was wrong, but I can physically hear the trans brake solenoid get interrupted when I push the bump button. So I had to mess with the settings on it and increase the amount of bump to get the car to actually bump, because the default settings with this car, it just didn't have enough power on the trans brake when I wanted it to actually bump. So it did bump once I built like 15 pounds of boost, then it started to bump. But I want to set this thing up so it will bump, so that the car will bump when I'm building up to the two-step, because once it's on the chip, I'm ready to go. Like as soon as it hits you know, the 4,500 RPM that I'm targeting on the two-step. As soon as it hits that, I'm ready to go, and the less time spent on the trans brake, the better, in my opinion. So I want to floor it, bump, and then by the time I bump and the lights go down, I feel like I will be at that 4,500 RPM and 10 pounds of boost, or wherever I want to set it at. So I'm probably going to set the bump up kind of aggressive, because I need it to be aggressive to bump under like lower amount of horsepower, if that makes sense. So currently it bumps a little too aggressively, but I'm going to be adjusting the controller here, and I'll show you how to adjust that quick. It's pretty simple. You just have to activate the trans brake. So when you activate the trans brake, this little box lights up red. And once this is activated, actually you need to push these two buttons in. So the number 1 and number 2 adjustment buttons, you need to push both of these in. And then once both of those are in, you activate the trans brake. And then while holding the trans brake down, you let go of these buttons. And then you're in programming mode, and you can adjust, you know, add bump or decrease bump. Yeah, so that's all that is. It's pretty simple to adjust, but it's going to take some playing with to get the car to bump how I want it to, like I was saying. So yeah, I don't know. We're just going to fiddle with it in the shop here, but we've been messing with it for a little while, and doing this definitely heats the transmission up quite a bit. So I'm just got a fan on the car right now, and I'm just trying to cool it off so we can demonstrate the bump one last time for you guys. And then that's going to be it for this video, and then maybe I'll throw in Drunken Hunter at the end. I don't know. We'll see. What are you doing, Michael?
Nothing.
You're not doing anything?
No.
What kind of motor is that?
It's Toyota motor.
Got him!
It's a Toyota motor.
Oh, okay.
It's a customer's K24.
Oh, okay. Are we going to start building K-Series now, or what? Turbo. So, like I said, guys, it's kind of an aggressive bump right now, but it's just to get me into the beams. And we'll play with it some more later, but it's super cool to have a bump box. Super rad. See, I feel like once I start building more power, it just spins.
Good.
Is it spinning on the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like initially when I was first coming up, the car would actually bump.
It's probably like third rotation.
Oh, really? That much?
Maybe 16.
Oh. Well, as you guys can see, the bump box is actually working out pretty damn good. I'm excited. A little bit nervous to try it at the track. I might try to just feel it out a little bit more on the street to get the car to bump how I want, because like I said, it's kind of hard to do it in the shop right now with dusty ass slicks, because it's just going to spin on the concrete when I bump it. We are starting the video off at my house because I felt like you guys really like to see when I struggle, and I'm just going to start filming real world stuff from now on. I feel like that's what the channel was always about, and I feel like that's what I would like to keep the channel continue being. I've just always kind of been like, I don't want to film, you know, the bad stuff because I feel like you guys don't want to see that. But anyways, working on shit all the time and being HunterTuned, this shit keeps me so busy that it just keeps me busy. Let me just say. So anyways, we got the Mustang running really good tonight. If you guys are friends with me on Facebook, you did see that we got the car making 16 pounds of boost on the trans brake. That's how good that downpipe is flowing now, and everything is working really good. But anyways, we had a series of unfortunate events tonight. We were actually trying to get the car ready to go to the track tomorrow. We were going to go down to Union Grove because they have a slicks night on Thursdays, and we were going to take the Mustang down there. We got the trailer all ready. We got the truck ready. We put a tranny cooler on the truck today. We just teed the tranny lines, and now we're running a second tranny cooler. Sorry, I paused for a second. Sounded like a cat screeching. Hope he's okay. Fucking series of unfortunate events tonight, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. Something in the air. Must be a full moon. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, we did put a tranny cooler on the truck, and we teed the lines from the tranny cooler, and now we have a second transmission cooler on the truck because before I had this tranny cooler on, we actually deleted the factory one because of the intercooler and stuff. And I was just running the transmission cooler through the radiator, and it needs a little bit more cooling than that because when I was pulling a trailer, this thing would get up to like 210 degrees, the tranny would, and I like to keep the transmissions like 180 or lower. So I put that second cooler on, and now the truck is running like 150 for trans temp, which is way better than it was. So that's pretty cool. But as you notice, I have the truck jacked up and the tire off of it because, well, the brake caliper bolt decided to back out. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I was on my way home from the shop tonight, and I hit the brakes, and the something in the front end just felt weird, and I'm like, oh my god, I got a flat tire. Like it felt like a flat tire or something, and it was grinding really bad, and I didn't know what the hell it was, so I just limped it home, and it only made the noise when I hit the brakes, and I tore the wheel off of it when I got home, and found out that the one brake caliper bolt that was left, the caliper mounting bracket that goes into the spindle, there was only one bolt holding it on. The other one backed out, and the one that was left was extremely loose. So I don't know what the hell was going on there. I don't know if I feel like I tightened them when we did the brakes on this thing. Me and Michael did the brakes on this, and I feel like the bolts were tight, but maybe it just backed out from vibration or something. I don't know what was going on there, but the caliper bolt backed out. So the caliper was actually digging into the rim on the truck. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a shiny part of my rim that's all dug into now because the caliper decided to come loose and, started digging into the wheel. But anyway, so I got home. It's like fucking 1 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, maybe I got a bolt laying around, and this is the closest bolt that I found, and it is not the right thread. So I was like, okay, I'll take my dad's Honda CRV. I'll take the CRV out to look for the bolt because it happened at an intersection, and I figured, oh, maybe the bolt fell out at that intersection. So I took the CRV to that intersection, and I made it like literally a quarter mile from my house, and the timing belt fucking snapped on the CRV. So I'm stuck on the side of the road at 1:30 in the morning, and Christian, to the rescue, actually fucking towed the CRV back home for me. So now my dad has to get to work in the morning, and I don't have a fucking timing belt here. They're all at the shop, and my truck is broken, and my girlfriend's using the other car, so we're fucked. I hope my dad can get to work. I'm going to tell him to take my CRX to work because I'm going to have to fix the CRV, and I'm going to have to fix my damn truck. So that's probably what the hell this video is going to be. We're going to just be doing shit. It sucks, but it's just part of the life, I guess. So yeah, just figured I'd fucking update you guys on what the hell my night's been like.
Ho, and welcome to the HunterTuned YouTube channel.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Alright guys, so it is the next day. It's actually like 24 hours from the last time I filmed. And let me just say we got a lot of stuff done today, and I didn't film a damn bit of it. It's kind of a typical day of HunterTuned, forgetting to film. And yeah, I'm going to give you guys an update because I guess no video or a video of me just blabbing is better than nothing. And I feel like a lot of you guys like when I talk. So that's what you're going to get today. And I was gonna, earlier today I was like, when I was fucking with the Mustang, I'm like, I should just throw the GoPro in the car and film, but I didn't. Because honestly, I feel like I'm a little bit of a, what is it called when you don't like have black cat going across the road? I'm a little superstitious because in the sense of I feel like when I bring the camera with, stuff doesn't go right, and then when I don't bring the camera with and it's just me and the car together as one, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just me and the car kind of thing, it goes better and the car appreciates me more. It sounds weird, but it's kind of true. And I wanted everything to go right today because we were going to go racing tonight, but we had some stuff come up, as you guys heard in the last clip. The timing belt went out on my dad's car, and I had to get that fixed for him because he had no way to get to work. So we got the timing belt fixed on the CRV. We actually had like 7 or 8 timing belts sitting here. We threw a new belt on it, and the CRV is all good to go. We did that earlier actually at my house in the driveway, laying in the dirt. So that's pretty sweet. And then the truck, I went to the hardware store this morning, and I got it was like an M16 metric bolt for a Chevy Silverado brake caliper, which is kind of weird. I figured it would have been standard, but you know, just considering it's a 99 truck, it's not like a newer truck. But anyways, got a new caliper bolt on the truck. The truck is dialed Dogpile Chicken Smile and fucking Minto Pinto. So the truck is dialed, ready to rip, and raced a Duramax earlier, gapped that motherfucker. And then that was about it for the day. And then the CRV's fixed, obviously. And then I came out to the shop and started messing with this bad mama fucking jamma. So this thing is a certified Minto fucking ripper. I tell you what, this car scares the daylights out of my shithole. I'm telling you guys. I've had a beer. So anyways, this thing, certified ripper. I can't even fucking explain it. It rips. It rips tits. So anyways, we switched the downpipe from the 3.5 to the 4-inch, and I got this new ICT billet ring. It's an exhaust ring that kind of just covers up your janky ass cut behind this. And if you guys would see the cut behind this thing, it looks like complete dick. So this is the old one. And like I said, this is just like a ring, goes around the pipe and then covers up the cut around it and, you know, makes it look all fancy and shit. And of course, this car is the fanciest thing on the YouTubes here. I mean, I don't even know if you guys can find a fancier car on YouTube or not, but I mean, JB welded intake sensor.
Not possible.
We got buck connectors on the wiring harness. We got AutoZone coolant temp sensors. Zip ties holding the frickin' oil return. Yeah, this thing's mint, dude. I can't even explain it. I don't even know if I'm going to use any of this footage. Do you think I should? Let me know if you guys think I should use this. So anyways, we got the Mustang dialed in, and you guys know that I've been having boost control issues with the car. We actually set up a 4-port boost controller on it, and I could not get the car, to save my life, I could not get the car to like have boost control under like control. It would not, it just wouldn't work. The boost control wouldn't work. It would either run 1.5 million pounds of boost, or it would run 1.75 million pounds of boost. It wouldn't ever run 1.25 million like I told it to. So I'm fucking being an idiot right now. I apologize. So anyways, I figured out what the issue was with the car. So I actually just unhooked the boost controller completely earlier, and I ran the wastegate line from the bottom just to the intake, so there was no boost control variable whatsoever, and the car ran 16 pounds of boost, which tells me that this downpipe that was on here, this janky motherfucker, this thing was just killing horsepower, killing it. So new downpipe gained 4 pounds of boost, which shows how much a restriction that downpipe was. I've never been able to shine this turbo like this. This turbo's never shown its true abilities because that downpipe was so damn restricted. So now, like I said, we got the new downpipe on. The wastegate was running 16 pounds of boost on the gate spring, like not with the boost controller or anything like that. So what I did is I actually took the wastegate off earlier, and we removed a wastegate spring from it. And with only one spring in the gate, it runs 8 to 10 pounds of boost. And that is perfect for me. So 8 to 10 pounds of boost on the gate, and then we got the boost controller working, and I have it set up to where I can run 14 pounds, 16, 18, 20, 22, and I have all the numbers saved, and you know, on the muscle memory here, and I know what is going to make this thing go stupid fast. And yeah, so that's just the moral of the story. We got the boost control working, but I thought it was running away before because the gate spring was so high. And with the gate spring being that high, I thought it was going to quit at 10 or 12 like it was before with the choked up downpipe. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense, Christian?
Yeah.
Okay. Christian says it makes sense. So I'm going to go over some of the boost control stuff with you guys and what I figured out and what kind of made this thing work. It was tricky to get it to work because my frequency on the boost controller is a little bit too low. A lot of guys actually left some really good comments saying their settings for Megasquirt and what they set their frequency at and everything like that. And I have mine set at 19.6 or whatever the option is for the boost control. And with the frequency there, I have like a 10% window of boost control. So when I go to the boost control duty table, 15% duty cycle on the tune equals, actually I should say 10% duty cycle on the boost control equals wastegate, which is around 10 pounds. 15 is like 15 pounds. 17 is 20 pounds. 16 is like 18 pounds. Normally, you go in like 5% increments, and that's what I was doing. I started at 10, and then I went to 20, and when I went from 10 to 20 on the controller, it like shot to 25 pounds. And I'm like, wow, that's really weird. I just have a really small window of boost control, which I can adjust with the frequency. A lot of times with the frequency on the boost control, like if you go into boost control settings here and you have your solenoid frequency, mine's at 19.5 right now. If I gave it more frequency, we would more than likely have more window to play with. So it wouldn't be like 1% increments to get 2 pounds kind of thing. So if you set the frequency higher, going from 10 to 20 would probably only be a 5-pound increment instead of going from 10 to 20 be a 20-pound increment. If that makes sense. But honestly, I have it dialed in at a low frequency and I know what numbers I need to use. So I'm probably just going to send it how it is. Like I said, I know what's going on with the car. And I had it on like 18 pounds of boost. And with the 28-inch Mickey Thompsons on this thing, 28 by 10.5 Mickeys, on a dry road, fucking tires were pretty hot. Literally got into it in third gear and it shot to the rev limiter like a Honda. 7,500 RPM rev limiter because it was spinning its balls off. Car's never done that before, guys. Not with a 28. So this thing's definitely making way more power. We have the tune-up extremely safe. The air fuel should be in the 10s right now. And it's just ready to rip. Ready to rip. I'm just waiting on the bump box to get here because Simple Stage has actually reached out to me and they're actually sending me a new bump box. So that'll be here one of these days. And then we're probably going to have to wait till Saturday to race the car, which sucks because today was the last day that Union Grove had test and tune because Friday, Saturday they have like some vintage race going on and they're not doing any test and tuning. Another thing that we did tonight is we changed the oil on the car. I switched it out for 2050 and it has great oil pressure. It had great oil pressure with the old oil, but I'm going to do religious oil changes on this engine just so we don't wash the oil out. And we keep the stock bottom end as alive and happy as long as we can. So, yeah. But this bitch is rolling. I'm telling you guys, this thing is fast AF. I don't see an issue going 950s. Like the next time we take it to the track, I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but I feel like it should go 950s pretty easy on medium boost. We might have to go a little bit high boost for 8s, but I don't know how far-fetched 8s is from here, but it doesn't feel that far away from what I've experienced in the car so far. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on everything working. Boost control is working, and yeah. So like I said, we had to change the gate spring because I thought that the car was running away when it really wasn't. It was just running super high boost on the gate spring. 16 pounds may not seem like a lot of boost to a lot of people, but 16 pounds on the gate is a little bit too much for a car with an 80 millimeter turbo and a V8. I mean, wastegate pressure on this thing was probably making 600 to 700 horsepower, which is a little bit too much. Just a smidge. So we got to do some two-step settings with the car still, get that dialed in 100%. We have it building good boost on the two-step right now, and we have it building good boost. Yeah, so I don't know what else.
Good boost.
What else we got going on, Christian? I have no idea. We got the truck dialed in.
I've been trying to fix this fucking jack.
Christian's been trying to fix this fucking jack.
Rig up this jack. All right.
Yeah, so I broke the jack the other day, and Christian's been trying to fix it.
Yeah, so here, well, I ground it down a little bit, but this was the stock, like, where you put the O-ring that goes to the bottom. So on this side, there's an O-ring in there. It broke, and I found all the pieces, and then cut it, or welded it, and that didn't work.
The weld broke.
Yeah, the weld broke the first time.
There's just like a plunger inside of the, where the jack handle goes. It like has two little plungers, and one of the plungers like snapped in half.
And it's the...
And Christian's
the
trying to
main
like, Christian's trying to like weld it back. So, I don't know. Anyways, this thing's ready to go. We're going to load it up on the trailer and hopefully head to the racetrack. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and maybe see this thing run a really fast pass tomorrow. We'll see what it does if the weather holds out. No promises, but we're going to try to make it there. And yeah, so anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great night and a better tomorrow, and we will see you later.